different than I remember. Wasn't it red before?
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago. We painted it white when I was 15.
Oh yeah, I remember that summer. Yeah, you, me, Billy Preston, and Tom Walsh stole Mr. Walsh's truck and crashed it in the field by the quarry. Tom had to work 3 years to pay his dad off for that one.
And Dad got out the good switch for that one.
Yeah, it always hurt a little less when you knew you deserved it.
That sounds right. You know, I still think it looks better in red.
Yeah. Well, you want to go inside and take a look around?
Not really. Not yet.
Well, let's go around back and let the nerves settle a little bit then.
Do you know how it happened?
Liver cancer. They said, well, you know.
Figures. Fucking bum drank himself to death. I don't know how anyone could do that to themselves. Just fucking wither away in your own filth.
He wasn't at it.
He was a bum, Mark. A fucking bum. He chose to sit around in that tool shed all day and drink. He made a choice to just sit and drink and not do something with his life. In my book, that will always make him a loser.
I guess I'm a loser then too, huh?
Oh, I didn't...
No, okay? You don't know what it was like to have to live with Dad's special inheritance. Alright? You don't know what it was like to have to lock yourself in a room and hope and pray that one day you just don't relapse after you go through hell. Alright? I didn't make a conscious choice when I started using, and he didn't make a choice when he drank. So please, next time you have something to say, don't say it to me, okay?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... Look, I never think about how lucky I was not to end up with Dad's special gift. But there's one thing that's different between you and him. You did something about your problems, and he didn't. That's why he's always going to be a loser.
You know, you always were stubborn. Remember, when you're trashing him, you're trashing me too.
Oh, come on. Remember that time we snuck onto old man Garrity's farm? And we got lost in the cornfield, right? And we ended up 10 feet from his front porch. The look on your face when he pulled out the shotgun? I thought you were gonna shit your pants.
I never ran so fast in my life. Oh, crazy old bastard. He actually shot at us. Oh.
Crazy old coot. Come on. It's getting cold, huh?
You, never really know how much stuff you have until someone dies.
Yeah, Dad was never one for throwing things away. He liked to light it all on fire when he could. Gave him something to do while he had his nightcap.
Yeah, I remember him lighting the porch on fire one time.
One time? Jesus, I must have put the porch out 6 times.
Well, he was a master of chaos.
That's for sure.
You remember that 4th of July? I think I had to be about 12, when Colin McGuire blew a couple of his fingers off with a Roman candle.
You know, that's still the best fireworks display this town's ever had.
Yeah, that was the last time we ever saw Colin chicken fingers.
You know, for some strange reason, he always blamed me for that. I wasn't the one holding the damn thing.
Yeah, you were the one who tripped him.
What? No way, that wasn't my fault. He stepped on my foot and fell. Not my fault.
Colin would say it a different way.
Yeah, and I'd call bullshit. Anyways, who's gonna believe him? I'm not the one missing 2 fingers.
Yeah, I don't think that helps your argument.
Hey, you were there. You saw what happened.
Actually, I was watching the fireworks. I didn't see a thing.
Nice. Figures. You were always infatuated with flashing lights.
Wow, I can't believe it.
What is it?
It's the letter I left Dad the day I left home. I can't believe he kept it.
He wasn't the most sentimental guy. Wow.
Dear Dad, after what happened last night, I feel like it's time to move on. I can't stay here anymore. I'm seeking help for my addiction. I think you should do the same too. I've done a lot of fucked up things to Dave and I over the years, and I have to say that you're the reason I started doing heroin. But you're also the reason I'm going to stop. I can't have. I have better things to do with myself than listening to an old alcoholic tell me I'm worthless for being an addict. Fuck you. Signed. I was 22 and I'd been working, been using for 4 years, and I didn't even say goodbye. I just left him this damn note.
That bastard didn't deserve a goodbye. Hell, he didn't even deserve a note. He was probably so drunk when he read it, he didn't even know what it said. I mean, fuck, he probably didn't even know you'd left until he needed something from you. He just spent his time locked away in that damn shed getting drunk. He loved that fucking thing more than he ever loved us. He loved it so much he would beat the shit out of us if we ever tried to go in it. God, that goddamn shed!
mechanic in town for 30 years. I know he really loved this community, and he got to know a lot of you very personally. I remember being young and seeing everyone come in for some sort of car trouble or whatnot. I remember watching him take apart an engine and put it all back together. You know, he was always good with his hands like that. That's really all I have to say. I know my brother David has some words that he'd like to share with you too, so thank you.
I also want to thank everyone for coming. It seems you all loved our father very much. As I've heard you say some really great things about him. However, I have something I think you might also like to know about him. When we were kids, my brother Mark and I, our father was a raging alcoholic. He'd spend his days outside drinking, at bars drinking, or sitting in his tool shed drinking. Father was also a very angry man. After his days of drinking, he'd come home pissed drunk and would proceed to beat the ever-living shit out of us. Our father was a drunk, angry asshole who never showed an ounce of love ever to my brother and I in our lives. In fact, I cannot recall a single instance in which I have ever heard him utter the words, "I love you." Many of you here are sad to see my father gone, but I'm not one of them. You see, in the end, our father died the same way he lived. The bastard died as a drunk pile of garbage. Thank you all for your time.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Oh, what? We're swearing now?
Fuck you, Dave. Who do you think you are pulling that shit?
What? I told them the truth. Hey, they deserve to know.
That's not the truth, and you know it. You bashed your own father at his own wake. Oh, what, you think you're brave? You think you're strong?
Hey, let me tell you
No,
something.
let me tell you something. You think he hated you so much? You think that he really hated us that much? How come when you left home, he beat the shit out of me every night? Worse than before, too. Yeah? He'd come home every night and just wail on me. The only way I could get through his crap was heroin. All I had to do was go away and get high for a couple hours just to escape it. One night he comes home, madder than worse, and says to me, he goes, "Wow, you worthless piece of shit. You should have just had the balls to leave home like your brother did. Look at you, you drugged up piece of garbage." And that's when I knew. At that exact moment, I understood why he was such an asshole for all those years. Why he treated us like shit. Because he was afraid. He was afraid that we would end up just like him. And you know what? He turned on us. He tried to make us hate him. I did. I hated him for years. David. But you know what? I got over it. I went to therapy. I found myself. I got better, and you didn't. You haven't learned to just get over it. Something I haven't told you. 6 months ago, Dad called me. And he told me he was sick. Dying. I came back and he was sober. The first time I'd seen our father in 15 years, and he was sober. And he told me everything. He wanted to see you, at least talk to you, but I knew it wasn't gonna happen. I knew you weren't ready. That's why I brought you. That's why I made you come home. Because I know you need to learn to forgive. You need to learn to just get over it, to move on. And I know the only way you can do that is if you go in that damn shed. Just do it. Just learn to move on.
Why?
Please.
Okay.
Want me to read it?
Please.
Dear David,